the job, so I decided to rein it a little bit, on my way to the job. So I decided to do a live stream because the past, couple of weeks, or should I say the past 3 weeks, have been very interesting ever since Katt Williams broke the internet with his shocking and basically tell-all interview with Shannon Sharpe. Everybody got in on the action. It was something that everybody could talk about. Katt Williams' brand just probably elevated by 10 times. Katt Williams is in high demand. Katt Williams, from what I've been hearing, all his upcoming tour dates are selling like hotcakes. He has a show coming up in Inglewood in May. They haven't made tickets available yet, but I'm gonna see, can I grab some tickets or one ticket? Maybe I'll just do an in and out, fly out to LA, go see the show, then go back home. Depends on you know what I'm saying. It just depends. But nevertheless, Katt Williams, as you know, touched on a variety of subjects. He talked about himself. He talked about issues with other comedians, his past, him falling off and then bouncing back. He gave a lot of insightful and food for thought. And I think the problem was, at the end of the day, he told too much truth for a lot of people's taste. And now you have this whole thing about this whole discussion about, now it turns back and resorts and circles back around to the whole, was Katt Williams on code, and should he have talked about all those black comedians the way he did? Well, here's my thought. I'm always one who always try to tell black people that there are certain things we should do and we shouldn't do. It do come a time where we have to hold each other accountable, and we have to call each other out, especially if we are not doing right by each other. Because at the end of the day, we're still the minority in this situation. And I say on a regular basis that we have no allies. And we need to do as much as possible to stick together and work together. But we don't do it. Even when we get put in a position where we can look out for other black people, we choose not to, because we too busy sucking up to other people and work and feeling like we don't need each other anymore. Via Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, and a whole bunch of other uppity happy Negroes. They feel like when they aligned and they around Mighty Whitey, they made it. But I don't celebrate and look at white people that way, because I've never thought they was better than us. I just think that they have self-created opportunities to better themselves, where it's been proven that they've intentionally held us back. But at the same time, they tell us we need to pick ourselves up from, you know what I'm saying, by the bootstraps. We need to hold our own weight. Well, a lot of times when we tried to pull our own weight, they sabotaged us intentionally. So that's the definition. The true definition of white supremacy and the overseer mentality that they have. We've proven that we can function without them, but they don't want us to. They feel like they have to watch and oversee everything we do. And we've constantly asked them to leave us the hell alone, and they refuse to do it. So that's how I feel about that. Like I said before, there's been far more Rosewoods and Black Wall Street than you think. And like I said, I'm gonna do a series of videos talking about that, breaking them down, just discussing them. But Dave Chappelle accused Katt Williams of being off code. My thing is with this. I've been doing this for a while. And it kind of reminds me, this whole thing as far as pertaining to boxing. This is the message that I've been preaching in boxing for the last 6 years. Like I said, a lot of times, black people are their own worst enemies because we don't try to pick each other up. We don't. We are the only group of people that will go out of our way to go against each other and fight against each other and align ourselves and suck up the other groups that don't even care about us. There ain't no black and brown alliance. There ain't no black and Asian alliance. There ain't no black and white alliance. There ain't no black and other form of non-black alliance. It's a falsehood. It's a fake narrative. It's a fucking lie. And it just needs to be said. I don't have nothing against. At the end of the day, I have to tell the truth as well. I'm for me. I'm for my people, which is black people, the black community. I want us to do better. So, Dave Chappelle, and I don't even know how this came about. And shout out to Mr. Rec TV. I happened to stumble across his channel, and somehow he got a hold of some video where Dave Chappelle was talking, and he was speaking on the whole Katt Williams situation, and basically him and D Ray Davis basically kind of like got into it. And you heard Dave Chappelle say, well, Katt, went in on all these black people, but then he didn't say anything about none of the white boys. Well, here's the thing though. We could hold the white boys accountable and the other groups of people accountable, but then at the same time, are we supposed to kick back and not say nothing when it's the people that look like us that's doing us in? So we're not supposed to say nothing. What the fuck you think I've been doing for the last 5 years? And that's why I be calling a lot of these dudes hypocrites, these fake pro-black boxing channels who all of a sudden now want to play the pro-black card, when I kept trying to tell these black people that don't divide the community with this whole Terrence Crawford Errol Spence thing. And they did, and I begged and pleaded with these dudes, don't do this. If you was rooting for Errol Spence, fine. If you was rooting for Terrence Crawford, fine. But don't make it personal. But then you had a lot of these dudes on here that made it personal attacks against Terrence Crawford. Talking about the man's kids, talking about the man's wife and all this kind of stuff. And then when the fight finally got made, after all the back and forth jawing, when the fight finally got made, people was like, well, all we wanted was the fight to get made. May the best man win. May the best man win, and that's it, that's all. And we move on from that. And then a lot of the Errol Spence fun boys didn't keep their word. Because when Terrence Crawford won the fight, it started right back up again. Oh, Terrence Crawford was on steroids. Oh, something was wrong with his gloves. He altered his gloves. Derrick James spiked Errol Spence's water. PEDs. Errol Spence was hurt. His eye was messed up. And I'm like, here we go again. So y'all didn't keep y'all word. But now you got some of these same people trying to pull that pro-black shit with the whole Devin Haney versus Tank situation. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm keeping it a buck. Tank moving real funny. All this stuff about Ferraris, he need a Ferrari and all this kind of stuff, and they done made me mad. And I just gotta keep it 100. Tank sound really unmanly. But then again, what would you expect when you got dudes wearing nail polish and purses? This is the new generation of black men, of so-called black masculinity, having female traits, Mad because somebody called you out for a fight. What are they supposed to do? They done made me mad. They're gonna have to give me 2 Ferraris. So what if they deliver the 2 Ferraris? Then what your excuse gonna be? What, you need a pet tiger or something? Need a pet lion like Minnie Riperton had on one of her album covers or something? What's gonna be the next demand that you ask for? Don't mess with that dude, Turkey Al-Sheikh, because he'll call you bluff. But this is our new generation of black men. You got other boxers putting up personal phone calls, you know what I'm saying, putting them online for everybody to see, man. You don't do, come on, man. We don't do stuff like that, man. We don't put up no personal phone calls, no personal texts. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We don't do that kind of stuff. We don't do that kind of stuff. That ain't what men do. That ain't what black men do. You see that all the time. You'll see these young generation of black men would rather argue on social media, you know what I'm saying, and threaten each other and want to do harm to each other. But at the same time, they won't have this type of vitriol, this type of anger, this type of, you know, smoke for people that don't look like them. But all of a sudden they want to be sympathetic. They want to show empathy towards everybody else, but they don't have no problem doing in another black person. So, you know, with that being said, I just wanted to put that out there. But this is the new generation. This is our new generation. And this was did by design. And it started with that, whole ass nigga that was in office. And you know who I'm talking about. You know? It started with that whole ass nigga. That, you know what I'm saying? It started with that dude. And you know who I'm talking about. I ain't saying his name, and I'm glad I never voted for that dude. Man helped everybody except black people. Always had it. Hey, help women. He helped, you know, he helped the people that wasn't from this country. He helped the people from the Skittles community. But when it came time to help us, all of a sudden they hit you with that line. Oh, they need to do research, or, you know, Congress doesn't work like that. I just can't do this. I can't do that. We got to vote on it, and then all this kind of stuff. And then you had these black people attacking us when we were questioning this dude. Now all of a sudden they want to admit, well, now if you look at it, he really didn't do what he was supposed to do. But this is all tied in together. The same way we call other people out, we got to hold each other accountable, because like I said, had an opportunity to make stuff happen, or at least put it out there and saying, hey, it's only so much I can do, but then y'all need to push y'all front foot forward. But then every time he was sitting up there throwing us under the bus, calling it toxic masculinity and all that kind of stuff. He the one that was pushing that movement. So now look what you got now. Now you got dudes like niggas like Usher and shit taking, you know, photo ops and shit, doing press conferences. And by the way, I will not be watching Usher's Super Bowl performance. I'm boycotting that shit, since he want to sit up there and have a press conference with a fucking dress on. So middle finger to Usher. I will not be watching this Super Bowl performance. You want to play them type of games? Cool. But let's get back to the Dave Chappelle thing. I don't have no problem with what Katt Williams did. Calling out people like Steve Harvey and calling out other people, because Steve Harvey been dogging out black people for years. And Steve Harvey is somebody that you can't, I mean, anybody that pattern themselves after Steve Harvey is mentally weak. He's shown on several occasions. He's thrown black men under the bus. He's already admitted that he'll do anything for money. And I'm gonna show you what Steve Harvey said. He said it out of his own mouth that he got a price. He already said he don't got no integrity. He said it on several occasions. So I gotta ride with Katt Williams on this. Some of the stuff he said needed to be said. Now I saw Carcito, he did a video about it, and it looked like he was more inclined to ride with Dave Chappelle. I'm not riding with Dave Chappelle, because to a certain degree, Dave Chappelle kind of like pulled a hoax on us. He sat up and went on Oprah Winfrey and was talking all this stuff about trying to be emasculated, but then some old footage of him showed up with earrings on and lipstick on. And then on that movie Robin Hood, whatever that movie was, I remember that movie. I never watched that movie neither. He had on something that looked like it was a big ass robe, but it looked like it was in the form of a dress. But at the end of the day, I understand what he was trying to say. Y'all have to understand, we can't trust, and Malcolm has said this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I appreciate what Katt Williams did, but as black people, we have to understand we shouldn't look up to comedians to save our community. I've said this on several occasions. They only can go so far. They only can be so pro-black until, well, they have to get humbled, or they have to get that phone call, be like, you need to reel it back in a little bit, because your fishing pole then went too far into the water, and you're not gonna catch the type of fish that you're looking for. So you have to pull it back in a little bit. I've said this, and then a lot of these people and a lot of these celebrities have told us that. They've hinted that. At the end of the day, it's up to us. Malcolm X said several times, you cannot rely on celebrities. Here's the thing, how much power do they have when everything in the industry is controlled by two people? And I'm glad that, and a comedian admitted that. I forgot what his name was. Gary Owen, the white dude. He said out of his own mouth, Hollywood is controlled by primarily two groups of people. One group is the people where the word rhymes with flu if you take out the F and put in a J. And then the other is the Skittles community. How many times and for years I've been saying that. So when they control the industry, when they control the distributing, the movie theaters, how much can you do? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you some more game. Remember last year when when Paramount was trying to pretend that they was trying to sell BET? That was cap. They went up on the price. They said that BET is no longer for sale, but they wanted like $3 million for it. If you look at BET, if you look at some of the movies that it's on BET Plus, if you look at the directors, a lot of the directors and a lot of the stories are influenced, are co-written by white people. Have you ever watched that show Average Joe with Dion Cole? Have you ever watched some of them movies? Some of them movies some of them movies on BET Plus don't have black directors. Some of them have white directors. Or they have white writers, white co-writers. So I'm just telling the truth. See, a lot of people didn't know that. See, I'm giving y'all some game, because one thing about me, y'all know I try to do as much research as possible. I try to do as much research as possible to make sure I'm as accurate as I can be. Because that's everything. But then I started to look at some of this stuff that was being presented on BET. I was like, man, this don't seem like this is black stuff. Then lo and behold, I'm looking at, all right, man, who produced this? I was like, okay, it's all starting to make sense now. So yeah, I had to, wait a minute, you guys, let me adjust this, turn on them. All right, you guys, had to turn on the air conditioner because it's getting, it's getting a little hot. But yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, as far as the whole Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams thing go, I completely side with Katt Williams. Katt Williams gave us information. But then again, I've been trying to give y'all this type of information anyway. I've been saying this for years. About Hollywood and that they've been doing this kind of stuff, and that we shouldn't just put all our eggs in a barrel, and we shouldn't put all our hope into celebrities like athletes and all them kind of stuff, all them kind of people to help save and preserve the black community, because there's only so much they can do because they have people that they have to answer to. Y'all have to understand that the system is not designed for us to be in control. They don't want us to ever to be in control. They don't ever want us to have self-reliance. Because if we have self-reliance and we can operate on our own, well, guess what? It's no need for them. It's more about them than it is us. Because they feel like if they don't have no power or control over us, that hurts them. Because this white supremacy is about power, controlling everything. So that's how it's white supremacy, and what they do in Hollywood is a form of slavery. It's still the house Negro field Negro thing. Where, hey, if you do this for us, you do that for us, we'll make sure you get this. Katt Williams already said that they pay you, and Corey Holcomb said this stuff, that they will pay you extra money to not talk about certain stuff or to ignore it. That's how you have a Stephen A. Smith. That's how you have a Jason Whitlock. At the end of the day, this whole war with Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith, I'm not siding with neither one of them niggas, because you can't trust neither one of them niggas. Both of them got long histories of cooning. You think I'm finna say that I trust Jason Whitlock after all he's done? You think I'm finna trust Stephen A. Smith, the same Stephen A. Smith that attacked black people, that were questioning Jerry Jones for being at a Jim Crow rally? Who said we was getting on his damn nerve? Nigga, you was getting on our nerve. You've been getting on our nerve, and you will always get on our nerve. You can't trust neither one of them dudes. So all this stuff about pick a side, oh no. I'm not picking no side. Because at the end of the day, if you side with either one of them dudes, you headed down a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real talk. As far as the Dave Chappelle and the Katt Williams thing, okay. Carcito compared Dave Chappelle to Williams to Malcolm X. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that was the wrong assessment to make. Because I don't think neither one of those dudes can be compared to those guys. But my thing is, with comedians as a whole, they've proven that they can dish it out, but they can't take it. To this day, how long ago was that Corey Holcomb, Avery Spears, and Zoe Williams thing? That was like, what, 7 years ago? 8 years ago? That was like in 2016, 2017. Avery Spears, to this day, is still, and I think this dude got his nerve. This is the epitome of a hypocrite. This is the same Avery Spears saying that Katt Williams and black people need to stop doing this to each other and we need to stop attacking each other. But this is the same gutless coward Negro that sat up there and went on Corey Holcomb's show, and he still think that we haven't, you know what I'm saying? He still think we've forgotten what he did. This man for 2 hours went on a man, disrespecting him, pointing in his face, making jokes about his skin complexion, and then for 2 hours. And then at the end of the day, I know Corey Holcomb is good at cooking people and all this kind of stuff. I don't care. But Corey Holcomb is just much to blame for what happened and what transpired as Zoe Williams and Avery Spears. Because Corey Holcomb sat up there for 2 hours and let Avery Spears do that and didn't protect his co-host. Didn't protect, you know what I'm saying, one of the people on this panel. He should have said, hey, Avery, all right, enough is enough. All right, you know what I'm saying? And it was obvious that Avery Spears was drunk and high. And then to this day, Avery Spears still haven't apologized and took accountability. And when he got his ass whooped, instead of him taking his ass whooping like a man because he provoked the whole thing, started the whole thing, well, what does he do? He tried to sue. But then at the same time, he want to talk this black shit, but then he always sitting up there congregating with a informant and DJ Vlad, and sitting up there talking about black issues with you know, talking about black issues and black things with people that are not black. So make that make sense. That man still ain't took accountability. Still playing the victim. And hollering about he a comedian. I'ma say this to all you fucking comedians. You don't have no immunity. You don't have the free liberty and the free will to just think you can say whatever you want to say about people whenever you want to do it. And think because your line of profession is comedy. Well, if you ain't on stage, you're not working. It's okay to tell jokes about yourself or just tell random jokes. But when you sat up there and said all this kind of stuff about Zoe Williams being light-skinned and all that kind of stuff, no, you made it personal. It's a difference between being funny and then doing a personal attack, and it was a personal attack. And like I said, Corey Holcomb should have deaded that stuff. He should have said, all right, Avery, enough is enough. But instead, when everything happened, of course, he got mad at Zoe Williams. But the person he should have been mad at was Avery Spears, because Avery Spears didn't have enough respect for his outlet to come on there sober. But I bet you he wouldn't have did that on Jimmy. I bet you if he would have been on Jimmy Kimmel's show, he would have came there sober. So he could just miss me talking that black shit. I bet you money he would have never went on Jimmy Kimmel's show or Jimmy Fallon's show or whatever and did that stuff. But no, he chose to come on the black outlet and act like a damn jackass. And then when he get his ass handed to him, he want to sue, he want to play victim. Oh, I'm a comedian, that's what we do for a living. You don't have no immunity. And then I think it's unfair for you to sit up there and try to insult a person that's not a comedian. Now the thing with Wanda Smith, she brought that on herself. She asked Katt Williams to come on the show. Katt Williams was gracious enough to come on the show, even though he wasn't booked. And then she tries to get into a roasting contest with Katt Williams. It didn't fare well for her. So she resorts to trying to go get her fat ass husband to try to intimidate Katt Williams with a weapon. Which, by the way, she lucky that her and her fat ass husband are not in jail. And then tries to play victim after she loses her job and everything. Then she tries to blame her former co-host. Oh, you should have stopped it. You should have stopped us. Nuh-uh. You kept going on. You kept going on. You wanted it, you got it, and then when it didn't fare well for you, did all of a sudden, oh, he disrespected me. And then everybody see you on video, standing around. Like I said, you lucky that dude didn't press charges against you. You lucky that you lucky you ain't sitting in jail. Katt gave you a pass. But see, if it was me, I ain't even gonna say how that would have got handled. I can't even say how that would have got handled. That's just real talk. Well, the guys like that dude, they well, first of all, Joe Rogan, you know what, we already know what's up with Joe Rogan. That's what's wrong with black people as it is. Black people always trying to call themselves giving these so-called hood passes. First of all, let's listen. Before I end this video, what the fuck is a hood pass anyway to begin with? Like, where do you go sign up for a hood pass? And who serves on this hood pass committee? I get so tired of people talking about somebody got a hood pass. According to who? I didn't know that you, like, where do you go apply for this hood pass at? Where you go apply for this N-word exception if you not black? And that's why I don't mess with dudes like those dudes. Like the DJ, that's why I don't mess with DJ academics and dudes like that. And some, you know, those dudes are cornballs. And they're nothing more but black culture vulture. DJ academics is a black culture vulture. He's a anchor baby, immigrant culture vulture who don't respect his elders, who don't respect where the origins of hip hop come from. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. There ain't no such thing as no damn hood pass. Like I said, who is these dudes to tell somebody, oh, it's okay for you to say the N-word because because you down with me. Well, you not down with me, and you not down with all black people. So who is you to give the authority for some Hunky McGee or some Bruce Lee's cousin's uncle or somebody else, or for some red dot motherfucker to say the N-word? So who is you? Who put you on the committee? I'm just saying it just need to be said. Ain't no such thing as no damn hood pass. And if you do get invited to my barbecue, be white. Be white. Grab a plate, eat, and then get up out of there. Don't sit up there trying to be talking to all, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to be fake. Be Bob or Robert. Don't try to be Bobby. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Nah, just be Robert. Be yourself. That dude ain't even from the States, if I'm not mistaken. He not, I mean, for real. Who is you? That's what I'm saying. And then the thing is, when we call these dudes out, guess who they try to get mad at? I am from the old school. I believe in, I do believe in certain things. There were certain, like I said, people don't even respect us. The thing is, when we tell somebody that ain't black that it's okay for them to say that, they don't respect us. They actually mocking us. But we don't even know that we being mocked and made fun of, because for some reason we so turned on by that. I don't know why why black men get an emotional hard on hearing people that's not black say that word. But it's funny, we the only ones that don't try to protect and preserve our ancestry and our culture, but everybody else want to protect ours, but then want to protect theirs. But then they say our culture is everybody's. No, it ain't. At the end of the day, it starts with getting rid of it. This is why we got to get rid of the people like that. And if I was on Joe Rogan's show, I'd tell him, no, there ain't no such thing as no hood pass. But yeah, listen, back in the day, if you said the N-word and you wasn't black, somebody would beat you